Hi there.
First to the breakdown. Reunion returns soon, exclusively live Sky Sport 1.
TJ, can you pass me this beer? Hey, TJ! TJ! Wait for me!
Welcome to Sportsnet at Endeavour Park in Whitby this afternoon for the North Island Soccer League game between top of the table Central and Western Suburbs. Well, Graham Sol, a big game for both teams. Central without their 5 All Whites this afternoon.
Well, I've seen their team lineup, Gordon. Without their 5 All Whites, it's still a pretty strong outfit. West will be a little bit excited, I think. They think today might be their chance. But I think we're in for a great game.
Still a lot of experience and a lot of skill in that Central side.
Oh, there certainly is, and I wish that we could have that sort of lineup down here in Wellington with the amount of depth that Ricky and Paul have got to call on from the Central club.
Saying that though, West are coming off back-to-back wins in the league and in the Chatham Cup.
West are playing a different style of football now, and it's a very good-looking style of football, and yes, it's paying results for them. They're doing very well.
So it's a beautiful sunny day at Whitby this afternoon. There's a bit of a wind, and let's hear what Ricky Herbert, the Central coach, and Martin Disley, the Western Suburbs coach, have to say about today's game. Ricky, it's quite a big game for you today without your 5 All Whites, but you're still top of the table. How's it going to go this afternoon?
Well, really looking forward to it, Gordon. I think there's been a lot sort of talked about the players being away, and but certainly a good opportunity for some of the younger players at the club to advance into the senior team. They're looking forward to it. Myself and Paul as coaches are looking forward to it, and I'm sure they'll do as well.
I suppose it'll show up your strength and depth this afternoon.
Well, hopefully it will, Gordon. I think it's a completely new side that we're putting out today, but we're welcoming back Fred de Jong, who's been away for a month, out injured, and Matthew Ilovich, who's been missing for a couple of weeks. So, as I say, a totally different side, but the capabilities are there, and hopefully they'll all produce the goods.
Yeah, you've still got plenty of experience. Jason New, former All White out there, Michael Reddenton, people like that to fill the gaps.
Yeah, some very, very good players at the club, Gordon. I think it's been competition for places this year, and quite rightly, the young guys deserve to have a chance, and it's come a little bit quicker than some of them may have thought, but they're here now, and as I say, they won't let us down. I'm sure they'll do very, very well.
And what do you say to the critics who think this is their chance? Central will start to go off the boil a bit now.
Well, there seems to be a lot of that out there at the moment, and we're still in a good position. We've got 4 league matches and 2 cup games if we get through the next 2 rounds with the players away, but that's just puts a little bit of pressure on us and a little bit of pressure on the club, but the players will respond, and the critics at the end of the day and at the end of the season will know whether we're top or not, and I'm sure we'll be right. We'll be up there.
Last time we saw you, a 2-1 win over Olympics. So how's things gone in the last couple of weeks?
Pretty good. Last week we had Chatham Cup, played Island Bay, who are a league below us, and to be honest, the game was a bit of a shambles, really. We got the result, which is the main thing, but in regards to a good footballing game, it wasn't a great spectacle. But no, as I say, we're happy with the result and ready for this game now.
Has this been a difficult game to prepare for, because the Central side have lost 5 of their top players to the All Whites?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously there's been quite a bit of talk about that, but with a club like Central, I'm sure that the players that are coming in to replace those guys are more than capable of doing the job. So, I mean, we're not taking anything out of them at all with them losing the 5 players. I'm sure they're going to be as strong as. Yeah.
Goal scoring's still been a problem for you this year. I just looked, you've scored about probably a goal a game this season, whereas Central come in with almost 4 goals a game. So goal scoring's still a problem for you.
Yeah, as I said last time, it is a big problem for us. I would be more worried if we weren't creating chances, but we are creating chances, and as I say, we're just having a problem putting them in the back of the net. So, I mean, I'm hoping eventually that we will start to bang them in there, yeah.
What's the approach today? Are you still filling the midfield just behind the back, the front players?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's where I've played for most of my career. When I played in England, I played there, so, I mean, it suits me quite well. I'm not the quickest of players, so to sort of sit in there and try and orchestrate the play, I mean, that suits me. Yeah, so we've not really changed the way we're playing for this game. I mean, looking at Central's side, I mean, they try and play football, which is how we try to play, so I can see it being quite a good game, really.
And you put a big smile on the rest of the New Zealand soccer public if you could get a win today.
Yeah, well, we don't think it's out of our reach, really. We're going to get out there and play some football, and no pressure on us whatsoever. I mean, I don't think anyone's expecting us to win the game. So we're just going to go out there, enjoy it, try and play some good football, and see if we can get a result at the end of it.
Well, that's how the 2 coaches see things shaping up this afternoon. Let's take a look at the 2 lineups for today's game.
For Western Suburbs today, in goal, Greg Parrish. Number 2, Greg Stewart. Number 4, Graham Pearce. Ricardo Espinoza wears 5. Sean Easthope 6. Dean Mackay 7. The captain, Terry Boylan, 8. Number 10, player coach Martin Disley. 13, Duncan Edwards. 14, Tony Minan. And 15, Tarek Iman. For Central United in goal, David White. Number 2, Michael Redenton. 3, Jason New. 4, Noah Hickey. 5, Daniel Aliaga. Number 8, Matthew Vuksic. 11, Fred de Jong. 12, Jeff Keskick. 16, Bruce Hill. Greg Ullman, number 20. And rounding out the Central United lineup, number 21, Matthew Erlevick.
We'll be back after this short break with the North Island Soccer League match, Western Suburbs against Central United.
Introducing Animal Planet, the new channel from the BBC and Discovery Channel. If you want the finest family entertainment, call your cable or satellite company. Animal Planet. All animals, all the time.
Contribute to the Spice Boys or something.
Don't you understand that everything I've ever done has been for you? Anything! This place is fantastic.
Back to a beautifully fine day at Whitby for this North Island Soccer League match. As we said in the introduction, there is quite a strong breeze blowing from the backs of the Western Suburbs players right up the pitch, so West will have the advantage in this first spell, as we see Tarek Iman just been run out of play by Michael Redenton, the central captain today. Here's East Hope for Western Suburbs, and they'll be keen just to take it very easy in these initial stages and hold out the threat of Central United, who have scored 53 goals in their 14 North Island Soccer League matches so far this year, but have lost their two top goal scorers, Paul Erlevic and Mark Elric, to international duty in Thailand this week, and then on to the Middle East and of course the Confederations Cup. In fact, when you look at the top goal scoring charts for both these sides, it makes quite stark reading. Paul Erlevic 18 and Mark Elric 14 are the top goal scorers for Central, and Fred de Jong, who's playing today, has 10. And then you look at the opposition, Western Suburbs, Terry Boylan and Duncan Edwards, the best goal scorers for West. They have 3 apiece. So quite stark reading there as Boylan, the top scorer for West, has a try in the early moments of play and not far away from Terry Boylan, the captain. So a good start from Western Suburbs. New goalkeeper today for Central is David White. Ross Nicholson, the regular, is away as one of 3 goalkeepers with the All Whites. David White's goal kick just holding up in that breeze, and the free kick goes Central's way. Here's Redenton, leaving it for Matthew Vuksic, and he in turn leaves it again for his captain, Michael Redenton. Former All Whites, Redenton. Looking for Hickey, Aliaga. Here's Vuksic looking out wide. De Jong just with a touch. It was a bit too short for Aliaga then. Here's a chance for Central United, but a good save in the end from Greg Parrish. shot coming in from Matthew Ilivic. Here's Vuksic. Looking for the tall man, which is Fred de Jong, who'll win most things in the air for Central United this afternoon. And I'm sure they'll detail that man there, Greg Stewart, too. Just keep tabs on him. Edwards trying to turn Jason New, but can't shake off New. Here's Disley. Out to Boylan. Bit of space for Terry Boylan. Nice run. Here's Minan. Good covering tackle from Redenton. Pierce to Boylan. Looking for Disley's run, but the pass from Terry Boylan just a bit heavy. And that wind that's really whipping across Endeavour Park this afternoon from the north is quite bitter. And not as big a crowd as would have been hoped for Central United, who played 14 matches this season and lost just the 2 to Waitakere City and to Mount Wellington. And in fact, Central went 9 games without dropping a point at the start of the season, and it really made the North Island Soccer League Championship their own at such an early stage. Stewart. Bit of space and a bit of time to look up and size up the options, but not a good pass straight to the feet of Matthew Urlovic. And now to Vuksic, who makes himself a yard of space, looking for the run by Urlovic, trying to get away from Stewart, and clumsy challenge from both players really, and the referee decides it was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, and the players just stumbling to the ground. Jason New switching sides to keep tabs on Duncan Edwards. An interesting note is that it was Western Suburbs who scored the first goal of the season against Central in round 3. That match ended up in a 4-1 win to Central United, but Mike Stevens, who's one of the Western Suburbs substitutes this afternoon, got a goal that day after Central had started the season with 2 lockouts. Here's Disley, nice turn, nice touch from Disley, good, whips the ball in well, away by Redenton, and finally puts out for a corner by Noah Hickey. But a good turn there from Disley, and just whipped the ball across the 6-yard area, and Central was scrambling for just a second then to get the ball away. Certainly Martin Disley, who's coming across now to take this right wing corner from West, had an outstanding game the last time we televised West in the win over Olympic, and just showing there in that flash of play that he's very, very interested this afternoon again. Comes out to Eastope, who thinks about it, hits it well, Sean Eastope, and a good save from David White, but the referee had blown the whistle for an infringement, so it won't count. Free kick. Jason New, another former New Zealand international, played his last international some 2.5 years ago, and a former Napier City Rovers player. Here's Iman. Eastope just hustled out of play, out to Aliaga, thinks about it, to de Jong. Nice turn by Fred de Jong, out to Urlovic, and a good shot too, but just a bit high. Matthew Urlovic, that was. There's Noah Hickey, another New Zealand All-White. There's plenty of players on this field that in the yellow shirts that have played for New Zealand. But a nice snapshot there from Matthew Urlovic, taking the position that his brother Paul has made his own. Getting some distance there, David White. Keskic. And again, it's Urlovic who gets up in front of Greg Stewart, and Stewart has pulled up for the infringement. But a good brisk start from both sides. Both teams have had chances in the opening 7 minutes of play. Here's Aliaga, former New Zealand under-17 international, who might try his luck, and it's a good effort and a good save from Greg Parrish in the Western Suburbs goal. Got across well and held on to it. So a lively start from both these sides. And a big game for both, because if Central win this afternoon, they could go 16 points clear at the top of the North Island Soccer League. And really West have a good chance to move up from their 10th place. If they were to get the 3 points this afternoon, they could move from 10th into 7th position. Redenton looking for Hickey. I don't think Hickey won the ball, but managed to get the advantage. As Redenton puts that out under very little pressure, Michael Redenton. 2 balls on the field, so the referee asked for one to be kicked off. Greg Stewart now with the throw in for Western Suburbs. Uses Iman. Eastope and Iman just getting in each other's way, but Iman wins the loose ball, and the ball forward from Pearce isn't good. Hickey looking for the run from Erlovich. He's got in behind Boylan. Boylan just the use of the arms there, but the referee has set the play on and given the free kick against Erlovich. Well, I thought at that stage that Erlovich had made a good run, and I thought he was in on goal.
He said he made a good run then, Gordon. Obviously been a good game while I've been away, but I thought the free kick may have gone the other way at one stage.
Touch on by Disley. The intents there from Central. They're going to play it out from the back at every chance they have. Good tackle by Iman on Noah Hickey.
Well, certainly plenty of frantic activity in the first few minutes, Gordon. They're obviously, both sides want to really run and chase every ball.
Well, a lot to prove from both these teams this afternoon. Central will be out to prove that they don't miss 5 first-choice players. And West will be out to prove that there may be a chance for the other teams in this North Island Soccer League with Central's All Whites overseas on international duty. Mackay. Looking for Iman, making the run, trying to get him behind Noah Hickey. But Redenton just running the ball out of play.
Is that wind getting stronger, Gordon?
It's a brisk breeze that's coming from the north, a brisk cool breeze. As I said at the start of the game, it's to the advantage of Western Suburbs in this first half. But been a very, very even first 11 minutes of the game. And still no score at Endeavour Park in Whitby between Western Suburbs and Central United. Keskich. On to Ullman, making a good run, looking for De Jong. Pushed him a bit wide. And he'll look to take on Stewart, and just a bit of lack of understanding between Hickey and De Jong. Here's Eastope. And Iman again is the outlet, but wasn't a good ball from Eastope. And really was rather telegraphed, because they've been using Iman quite a bit in this first spell.
Well, that's 2 within a couple of minutes that have been the chip ball down the right-hand side. The wind's got it both times. West are going to have to learn that if they're going to progress against this side, they've got to keep it on the deck and just get into the gaps.
Hickey just out jumping Eastope. Boylan, no messing around from Terry Boylan. Well, you wouldn't think there's been so much trouble with North Island Soccer League action this afternoon. 3 games, is it, Graham, that have been called off involving Auckland teams, but Central, who are also an Auckland side, have managed to make it to Wellington.
Yes,
so
I was hoping you weren't going to ask me that. That's why my absence for the first 10 minutes of this match. Miramar got a delayed flight through to Auckland, but arrived there, but their gear didn't. So we've had to call that game off against Waitakere, and the chairman of Waitakere, Peter Bolt, very disappointed. They had a big crowd in.
So a real opportunity with those games called off for Western Suburbs to make a point this afternoon. As the players wait for a ball to be returned. Iman to take the throw. East Hope showing for it. Gets it, but gives it up to Matthew Vukcic. So certainly Central have been the centre of a number of high-scoring matches in this North Island Soccer League. Just the 2 losses, as I've said, this season in 14 matches. But it's normal to see Central winning by 4, 5, 6 goals, and they have had an 8-goal game when they beat North Shore United by 8-1 early in the season. So a fact that Western Suburbs very aware of. As I said, they were on the end of a 4-1 loss in round 3 of the league. Hill with the throw for Central. De Jong dropping deep, looking for Noah Hickey, and a bit of pushing and shoving in the box goes against Hickey. The free kick will be West.
Yes, no, just a little bit too aggressive there, and well held off by Tariq Iman, who's covered very deep there, Gordon. He's been seen up front a few times, but it's good to see players prepared to come back and help out.
West on a confident little roll at the moment. We saw they beat Olympic at the Basin Reserve a couple of weeks ago and followed that with a win in the Chatham Cup. So they're through to the 4th round. Here's Minan with a chance. On his heels somewhat, and just a bit surprised that the ball fell to him in the end, Tony Minan, but couldn't make anything of it.
Shocking mix-up with Jason New, and I think it was Greg Ullman, was it, that the back there that let Minan in with a chance.
Throw in for West. Disley holds it off well, holds off the defenders and gets it a good cross, looking for Minan. Espinosa with the chance to rebuild the attack. Good cross in, but just turned away from the danger area by Greg Ullman. Quickly taken by De Jong, but too quick as Ilovic just strays offside.
Well, Central obviously have come here to play the game at pace as well. De Jong using a bit of the experience he's got to get it away quickly, but unfortunately Matthew Ilovic just too keen.
And Endeavour's an excellent ground to play a game of football on, much better than the home ground that West have been using, and one of the last home games we saw them on when they beat North Shore 2-0 way back at Easter, I think it was, at Ole Academy at Pororua.
Yeah, well, the Pororua City Council certainly done a great development here at Endeavour, and the pitch looks marvellous today.
It should be easy for Central, but Keskic's touch isn't good. Here's Pearce, gets the call, looking for his player coach again, but Aliaga manages to pick up the scraps that eventuate in the midfield. Here's Ullman. Not a good pass, but gets away with it in the end, Ullman, and a lovely ball from Fred de Jong. Nice touch there. Here's Hickey in behind the defence, and just scrambled away by Parrish. Didn't look confident at all, but a good build-up from Central. In the end, a good chance on goal.
Yeah, superb ball through from Fred de Jong, and a great run down the side from Noah Hickey. Parrish, I thought, didn't handle it all that well. Perhaps the sun was in his eyes. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
That's Erlovic with the corner. Goes near post and away by Disley with a good strong header. Hill just manages to keep it in play. Noah Hickey with the throw-in. Looks for de Jong, who'll be a regular out there this afternoon. Goes down and a crunching tackle from Stewart, who says he got the ball, but Looked like a tackle from behind for me.
A bit dodgy, wasn't it? And Rocky's got to be a bit careful. He's had a few cards this year. He's just about due for a holiday. If he carries on like that, it'll come quicker than he expects.
So free kick. Ulovic and Vuksic are the men over the ball. Fred de Jong taking up a position on the end of the defensive wall. And I'm sure you'll see him disappear. It's Ulovic with a chance, but didn't get the bend on it, didn't get the pace on it, and easy enough for Parrish. Vuksic, chance to exploit the gap in front of him, the space in front of him. And that'll be a central throw. Hickey uses Vuksic. Looking for Fred de Jong, and they'll do that all day, central, because de Jong is such an outstanding target man. Holds the front line up very well and goes down another crunching tackle, this time from Graham Pearce. Here's Hill. Looking across to Ulovic in a lot of space. Doesn't come down quickly enough for Ulovic, and he can't make much of the chance on goal, but really a question mark over the Western Suburbs defending then, with Matthew Ulovic, one of the danger men on the central side, getting a lot of space. "20 minutes gone, first half at Endeavour Park, and Western Suburbs and Central are locked 0-0. Oh, and Greg Stewart won't be too pleased with the eventual pass from Iman. It just put him under a bit of pressure. Nice play from Pearce to Boylan. Loves to make those runs, Terry Boylan. Does them ever so well, looking for Mineham, but that'll just be too heavy for Mineham to keep in play. But Terry Boylan, the Western Suburbs captain, loves to get the ball just over the halfway line and makes those surging runs into the heart of the opposition defence. David White keeps it low this time. Espinosa on to Mineham. Espinosa again with the throw. Disley, lovely touch from the player coach. Easthope looking for Disley again, and wins the corner, does Sean Easthope. So I was thinking along the right lines, looking for the run of Martin Disley in the inside left channel, and just taking a deflection, and the corner has been awarded. It'll be Disley to take the corner. Greg Stewart, Terry Boylan have gone up to add some height. Now Stewart is at the near post, but it's going far, looking for mine, and good touch by David White, who scrambled somewhat but did enough to clear the danger, and it will be a corner again this side of the field. Disley, the man being asked to take all the corners. Stewart this time has taken up a position at the back post, and Disley's looking for Greg Stewart, and it was a good header, and he probably should have done a lot better than that, because he had a chance to climb, set his sights, and at least get it on David White's goal, but just a bit too high from Greg Stewart, but a good chance there for Western Suburbs. So here's Disley's corner, and you'll see Greg Stewart steaming it at the back post. There's Stewart, and just about a yard or two too high, but a good chance for West. Difficult ball for Jeff Kesic to control. It bobbled off the surface onto his shoulder, but he does well to Redenton. Looking for the run of Hill, and just going to be too much for Bruce Hill.
It was a good ball. If it had stayed in, Gordon, it was a good move, good run by Hill, but just perhaps the wind caught it a bit.
Here's de Jong. One of the first signings for the new Auckland Kings outfit in the Australian League. Here's Minan with a chance. Edwards is making a run, but Minan's looking for Espinosa, finds him. Iman's come up to join the attack. It's 4 against 4 for West. Here's Easthope coming in on the edge of the box, but well defended by Vuksic, and turns defence into attack very quickly. And in return, Dean Mackay does well too in his defensive duties for Western Suburbs. Well, a good lively opening to this game, Graham, with chances at both ends.
Well, it's certainly fast and furious, isn't it? And Fred de Jong coming in for a little bit of attention early on.
Disley does well to drag it away and wins the corner. And again, Martin Disley has certainly looked the class player in this opening 24 minutes of the game.
Yeah, no score as yet, but there's been chances at each end, like you said, Gordon. And now here's an opportunity for Suburbs to call the ball in, curl the ball in with the wind behind them.
So here's Stewart again taking up his position at the back post as Disley puts it in. It's gone past Stewart this time, but Boylan maybe have a chance. De Jong gets it away, and here's Hickey quickly again, central building from the back, but the ball from Hickey to Erlovic wasn't good enough. Minan. Boylan. Seems to have a freeish roll. Here's Edwards. The flag stayed down. Duncan Edwards did well to bring it back across goal, and a good save in the end from David White.
How on earth did he get in behind that defence? That's the question I'd be asking if I was at the back for Central, because he got in very well. Got a good near post shave. Here he is. He gets in behind the defence, and down very well was David White at his near post.
So the fourth corner for Western Suburbs in as many minutes. Disley looking for Boylan. Oh, and he got up very well, Terry Boylan, but I don't think he actually got a clean header on that one, drifting past the post.
He did exceptionally well to get up then, did Terry. He got a head to it, but just couldn't direct it properly. But a great run from deep.
Terry Boylan, top goal scorer for Western Suburbs with 3 to his name. As was said, Central without their top goal scorer Paul Erlovic, who has 18, and Mark Elric with 14, both away this afternoon on international duty. Nice ball in behind the defence for Espinosa. Gets round the first defender but couldn't get round the second one. Keskic. Erlovic just getting a nudge in the back, and in the end the free kick is awarded for the challenge Stewart on Erlovic. Referee asking for the free kick to be taken from the correct spot.
Certainly a strong challenge from Greg Stewart, wasn't it?
So Fred de Jong, possibly the man they're looking for. It is de Jong, but Stewart is a very, very difficult player to beat in the air. Fred de Jong's good in the air, but Greg Stewart is a very, very strong player when the balls are pumped in at height. Here is Greg Stewart, just down below the commentary position. And it'll be a good contest that today, Graham, between Greg Stewart and Fred de Jong.
Yes, they're certainly not the youngest players on the field, but they've probably the most experience in both sides.
Aliaga. De Jong. Here's Easthope. Good to see Sean Easthope here and Daniel Aliaga on the central side, two members of the New Zealand under-17 squad in Egypt 2 years ago for the World Championships. Those championships being held in New Zealand in November of this year. Pearce. Easthope will have to work hard to win that one. Espinosa. And Redenton been asked to tidy up under a lot of pressure. Espinosa does well to keep control of the ball. Eastope under a bit of pressure, but he does well to keep possession for West. Very tight over on that left-hand side, and Boylan decides to give himself some space and use the keeper.
Well, there's been no let-up, Gordon. We went close to 30 minutes, I guess, and both teams just content to attack all out.
Mackay. Disley shows for the ball very well and holds the ball too. He's very strong on the ball, Martin Disley to Stewart. Nobody in the centre at the moment, only Duncan Edwards has gone in there, and that'll be too strong for Minor, or he just keeps it in. And the throw-in goes to West, but Iman with a few options at this throw-in. Pierce has come across to give him one, nobody else is showing at all. Disley's joined things. Free kick is against Martin Disley. So half an hour gone at Endeavour Park, and Western Suburbs and Central United are locked goalless. And really West, there's been a few scares for them at the back by Central in this opening half an hour. Here's Noah Hickey, who probably feels he was unlucky not to be part of the all-white squad who have travelled away. And Tony Minan being pulled up for the infringement on Jason New. Hill, Keskic, nice play between the central players, but Keskic a bit lazy, caught out by Disley. Disley needs some support, gets it from Edwards. And Aliaga is pulled up for the infringement, which was more clumsy than anything else.
Disley did well then, though, to get the ball for a start. He was a bit stymied for options, shall we say, but he went back to challenge for it again, got the free kick, and here's another chance for Wests.
So again, Greg Stewart has gone forward, takes up his position at the back post. De Jong has come back, and Central have all 11 players back in the penalty area as the ball comes in low, and it's a hard one for White to get hold of, and in the end the referee sees an infringement, but I don't know that the keeper had the ball in his grasp.
No, I think the free kick was for kicking the ball out of the keeper's hands. Referee a lot closer than we were, of course, but the signal is dangerous play.
That's what I just wondered about. I didn't think he had it in his hands there, and the ref may be a bit quick, but the free kick goes to Central as Hickey goes round Imam with great ease. Here's De Jong. He'll try his luck from a long way out, but couldn't quite bring it round. And in the end, it passed harmlessly wide of Parrish's goal.
Yes, they'll be more than happy if Fred De Jong has to shoot from that distance for the rest of the day.
And that wind has dropped away. And it's a beautiful day here at Whitby, and the advantage that Western Suburbs may have had with quite a brisk northerly breeze at their backs has disappeared.
Nice little nod down by Disley then. He got up well for that, but E-Man just couldn't quite get there.
So Vuksic just losing out. Well done by Pierce. Disley. Chance down the inside right channel from Disley. A good shot. And the ball just bending there as David White went down, and I thought he'd maybe gone down a bit too early.
That was a superb swing on that ball from Martin Disley then. He did well to get in position to even have the shot. Here we go. There's the ball into Disley now. Just around, that's the edge of the penalty area, and look at that bend on that. And Jason New quite happy to scramble it away.
So again, Martin Disley with this corner. Comes in low, not a good corner from Disley. Disappointed with that. Been working very hard. It was a lazy old cross. And a lot of shouting coming from the central bench. Ricky Herbert and Paul Poser, the co-coaches on the far side. Certainly let their feelings be known at the moment.
Probably one of the noisiest games I've been to for a while, Gordon.
Here's Boylan. A difficult one for Duncan Edwards. Hill takes it quickly to De Jong. Only got Urlovic in an attacking position as an option at the moment, Fred De Jong, but he holds it up well while his teammates get up and support. And Hickey does well to keep the ball and play at the back post. Here's Hickey again. He'll think about it. It's not a bad effort from Noah Hickey, but always going wide.
Yeah, our camera right behind that. Then you could actually see there's Noah Hickey in shot now. Almost read his mind, then he's going to curl that inside the far post, wasn't he? It just didn't quite curl for him at all.
Sean Eastope out jumping Daniel Aliaga. Here's Urlovic. Difficult ball for De Jong. Disley can be one of the players of this first spell, certainly been the Western Suburbs player of the first half. And really Western Suburbs are doing well to knock Central off the game somewhat. They don't look too comfortable in the ball sometimes, these Central players.
No, a lot of their final passes are just going astray, particularly down that far side.
I'm sure that'll be one of the instructions from Martin Disley, who's on the ball now, for his team to work very hard and close down Central players. Don't give them time to play on the ball. Nice play between Iman and Eastope. Lovely football. Here's Iman. Edwards and Iman. Lovely play again from West, and a good effort from Iman, just going wide of the post, but good football, good build-up from Western Suburbs.
That was absolutely superb. I don't know how far that missed the goal by. It couldn't have been very much, Gordon, but what a great opportunity for Suburbs then.
Lovely 1-2s down this right-hand touchline.
And here we go. There's the shot coming through now. That couldn't have missed that far post by very much. Goodness me.
De Jong. Espinosa for West. Uses Mackay. And Edwards, not a tall man, got a touch on it. And Hickey asking his keeper to come out and pick it up. Stewart just standing his ground, does well against Urlovic. And Espinosa just failing to continue his run as the ball was put through by Pearce. Certainly I'd say West in this first half, and we're into the last 10 minutes of the first half, have had maybe the better of the match.
I would certainly award them this part so far on points, Gordon, anyway, because they've certainly had the attacking opportunities.
Nice football from Eastope to Stewart. Stewart cutting inside, may try it himself. Just overstretching was Minan and couldn't keep the attack going. Urlovic, Hickey's got on the overlap. Here's a chance now for Central United. They're dangerous in this position. Noah Hickey looks to take on the West defenders. It was Terry Boylan who just managed to get a foot in it and slow the attack down. And Eastope, a real terrier in the midfield, Sean Eastope in this first half. And that's a disappointing ball from Redenton.
That was a superb run by Central down there through Noah Hickey, but good defence at the back from Terry Boylan, who'd come across from the other side to cover.
Did a good captain's job, because if Hickey had gone round him, it had goal written all over it, didn't it?
Oh, it certainly did. Poor old Greg Parrish would have been very happy to see that challenge go in.
Minan makes it difficult for Iman, but the throw-in goes to West. A lot of instructions being shouted from the goal line by David White. Mackay. Here's Boylan. Again, one of those surging runs that he likes to make, Terry Boylan. Good ball to Disley. The flag stays down. Just loses his footing. Just unfortunate there for Martin Disley. Keskic. De Jong. Hill with a nice ball from Fred de Jong to Bruce Hill. Got Keskic and Hickey. And a corner for Central. They haven't had many in this first half.
There's a superb ball down the far side. Fred de Jong looks a lot better to me when he's playing in the midfield rather than just waiting up front. He set up some lovely opportunities today.
So Bruce Hill with the corner. Looking for de Jong, but again it's Greg Stewart who's comes to the help of Western Suburbs, and that ball from Jason New is disappointing, although it won't go out. Hill. Vuksic. Keskic. Aliaga back to Keskic to Redenton. And a chance if Western Suburbs can break at pace while the Central defence is up. Minham been asked to run hard. Needs some support. Does well to hold up the ball, but gave it away eventually to Keskic. Here's de Jong dropping off the defence just to pick up the ball in the middle of the park. Vuksic. Jason New going forward. And easy in the end for Stewart.
Well, Jason New decided to go for a run up front. He's scored goals in the past. I've seen him score some scorchers with his left foot. But running like a striker then, rather than the defender that we've come to know. Looks like he and Noah Hickey have changed places at the moment.
5 minutes remaining till half-time. The game is still scoreless between Western Suburbs and the runaway leaders in the North Island League, Central United, who, as I said at the start of this game, if Central were to win today, they could actually go 16 points clear at the top of the North Island League.
I don't know what effect this 5 absentees has made to Central. They don't seem to be the fluid, put-it-together team that we've seen in the past. There seems to be a bit of understanding or misunderstanding amongst the players. It may take them a couple of games, Gordon, just to get that understanding back again.
Well, they've certainly lost quite their potent attacking weapons in Paul Ulovic and Mark Elric and Tinoy Christie, so that's bound to affect any side.
And Mark Elric was definitely the playmaker up the front.
Free kick to Central. And I'm sure that Western Suburbs will be delighted with their display in this first 45 minutes. And they'll be very conscious of keeping it very tight at the back in the final 4 minutes of the half. Not a good time to concede a goal. Here's Hill. Chance for Central late this half. Ulovic tries a bit too much. Vuksic trying to dance through the defence. Claims for handball, but the referee has waved it on. Ullman. Nice skill from Jason New. And the referee sees an infringement from Duncan Edwards on Jason New.
Yes, Simon Roebuck from the Manawatu, very emphatic about that then. It was just as well because I think Jason New might have got a bit of a growling for the follow-through tackle if the whistle hadn't gone.
Just thinking that Jason New would be quite thankful the whistle went because he'd really lost possession. Here is New with the free kick. And again, Stewart is the man who wins it in the air. 2.5 minutes to go till half-time. Central, a bit of pressure late in this half.
Good defending for Borland there.
Here's Ulovic. Minham looking to switch it for Boylan, who made a great surge from the back. Hickey certainly isn't short of the nice silky skills. Saliaga. Hill. De Jong had time to turn maybe, but didn't get the call. De Jong. And easy for Stewart, who this time does well. Good defensive play by Greg Stewart, didn't panic. Nice ball from Eastoe to Disley. A good run from Martin Disley. Eastoe. Here's Iman. Keskich. Hill's an option out wide, and he might use them, he does. And Mackay had read it well for Western Suburbs. So into the final minute of this half, Western Suburbs will be very happy with the display in the first half. No support for De Jong.
I get the impression that's where his mate Elric would have been in past games.
Denton. De Jong again makes that space for himself. Nice play from Aliaga to Erlovic. A chance for Central, but again the footing, and we've seen that from a few players in this first spell, just losing their footing. This good surface out here at Endeavour Park, but maybe slightly soft with the rain we've had in Wellington. Disley, Minan, Edwards may just keep it in, but couldn't do too much with the cross. Duncan Edwards, and a good build-up again from Western Suburbs.
Yes, again, superb work down this right-hand side, but Edwards, for some reason, I don't know whether he tried for the near post or didn't square it back far enough, but another opportunity gone.
So this could be the last piece of action of the first half. We're into injury time. It's all down to the referee, who's just checked his watch. So Disley will be looking for a better corner than he gave up the last time. Looking for Stewart, away by Redenton, and there goes the half-time whistle. So a good first half display from Western Suburbs in the sunshine at Endeavour Park in Whitby. And as we leave you at half-time, it's Western Suburbs 0, Central United 0.
Discovery Channel, the best in real-life entertainment. From nature to history,
Ask not what your country can do for you. Iron Curtain has descended. Ask what you can do for your country.
world cultures, human adventure, science and technology, discovery. Explore your world.
The winter chill is here again, but that doesn't stop the North Island Soccer League, and it doesn't stop Sportsnet bringing you the match of the round every Sunday. Tune in to the best in New Zealand football, Sundays at 8 on Sportsnet.
With Kids TV, it's always your time to be just who you want to be. Together is our special place. Together, you and Kids TV. Together we'll have fun and laughter, exploring worlds of fantasy. Together we'll have great adventures. Together, you and
back to the second half at Endeavour Park as the two teams line up for the second 45 minutes, still scoreless. And as I said prior to the end of the first half, the wind had dropped. It's a very, very still afternoon now, and we should be in for some good football action in the second spell. Just looking at the two teams, there appears to be no changes, so the same 11 on each side line up for the start of the second spell. And I'm sure, Graham, that Martin Disley would have been happier than Ricky Herbert at the halftime break.
Yeah, I don't think you get a bet on that, Gordon. He would definitely have been happier, and justifiably so.
Here is Disley. Espinosa looking to take on Bruce Hill. Does well, and still got the ball as Espinosa. Good ball then! Oh, and a great goal from Duncan Edwards. What an outstanding goal.
What a superb touch. But, hey, let's give it to Espinosa just to line things up and just get the ball across beautifully. And Edwards through at the near post. Superb goal.
Well, Edwards just appeared from nowhere with a glancing header that beat David White. But as you say, Graham, all credit must go to Espinosa.
Here it goes. There's a nice little touch through the legs. There's the left cross and near post. Keeper going out for the cross. Superb goal. What a great start. A dream start for Western Suburbs.
Well, let's see what this Central United team's made of. 53 goals they've scored so far this season, compared to just the, well, 16 now for Western Suburbs. But as we've said time and again, the players that have scored 32 goals between them, Mark Elric and Paul Erlovich, sitting in Thailand at the moment. Here's Hill. Could be a fight back. Just a minute gone in the second spell, and Western Suburbs have got their noses in front. Ullman finally does get it through to Jason New, who has a lot of open space in front of him. Here's De Jong. Erlovich goes down under the challenge, but the referee waves it away. Erlovich is down holding his ankle. Boylan, no messing from Terry Boylan. Ullman with a very confident pass across his goal area. Jason New goes round him on as if he's not there. Here's Hickey. Stoke. Stewart. Pierce looking for the run of the goal scorer, Duncan Edwards. Not a tall man, but got up very well at the near post and wins the corner, Duncan Edwards. It's his fourth goal of the season, Edwards. Makes him now West's leading goal scorer. He goes ahead of his captain, Terry Boylan.
Well, certainly a fast breakout from West End, but a great tackle from Terry Boylan back in the penalty area that snuffed out the previous attack. And it left Greg Ullman or Matthew Erlovic lying in the ground for quite some time. He's only just come back and he's trotting back into the fence. But
so Disley with the corner, looking for Greg Stewart. The keeper had come but didn't get there. Here's Espinosa, brings it down. And just took a wee bit too long, Ricardo Espinosa, in having the shot, and allowed the central defence to come up and close him down.
Jason New wasn't going to let anybody get in his way that time, and he charged out there through Espinosa and managed to clear the ball for Central. But they've got it all ahead of them now.
Here's Hickey. Noah Hickey just climbing into the challenge. He's the last man to get off the ground, just holding his shins. And they're calling for the treatment.
Yeah, fairly a dynamic tackle. Is that one way of putting it? I thought it was a bit dodgy, but the referee was there. He let it go. But Mr. Hickey stays on the ground. I'd like to see that again if we could.
Noah Hickey very slowly getting up.
Okay, here we go. Here's the, and there's the foot up, but he came off second best.
He may have caught his ankle on the ground as he went through there. Didn't look as if there was a challenge that connected. So really Central are down to really 10 men at the moment because Hickey's gone back down onto his haunches again, and he's not happy, Noah Hickey. The referee decides that that's a goal kick. And Hickey is very slow to jog back into position.
Well, the wind seems to come and go. When that corner came over from Disley before from the right, that seemed to be into the fairly strong breeze. It's dropped away again, Gordon. I think it might be swirling a bit and just coming and going.
But a great start to the second half for Western Suburbs. Duncan Edwards getting on the end of Ricardo Espinosa cross. Didn't really think that Espinosa was going to get it into the box. He was taking a lot of time down this left wing side.
He did well, the young fella.
Referee using a good advantage there as Jason Yu had gone tumbling. Played on the run of Bruce Hill in behind Espinosa. Good ball from Fred de Jong. Hill goes down on the challenge, wins the corner.
Good run by Hill. He's made some good runs down the right today, and he's quite quick actually. Espinosa lucky to be able to get back and just scramble that away for the corner. But Central certainly coming back with a rush.
So it's Aliaga with the corner this time. 4 Central players on the edge of the box. Goes near post. Mackay gets it away. Easthope will be asked to get it even further away. Trying to dribble it away. And the ball from Disley just too much for Minan. Here's Hickey with the throw. He seems to have recovered from the knock he took to the ankle.
A little bit of confusion from the players then. I think they thought the ball had gone out, but it didn't. And Boylan, with a smile on his face, quite happy to take the throw.
So Boylan pumping it down the left wing side. And the referee's awarded the free kick, which hasn't pleased many in a red and blue stripe.
Yes, Greg Ullman not too happy there. He's still suffering. Tony Mine in very, very hard tackle. Here it comes again. Just to go down. There's Ullman with the ball, and there's the tackle.
Aliaga, nice turn. Can't get away from Pearce though. Pearce does well to escape the challenge of Erlovich. And again, looking for the 1-2. Hill tidies up.
Good early call from the goalkeeper then, from David White.
Boylan just touching it back to his keeper. Just the 14th goal conceded by Central this season. And this is their 15th match, so under a goal a game.
So far.
So far, yes. There's still 36 minutes of this match remaining. But a good time to score just after half-time. Erlovich. Easily dealt with by Easthope. Pearce with some space. Had few options and was eventually closed down. Stewart. Nice turn by Edwards. Good ball to Mine, and he's got Disley in the centre of the area.
Needed a good cross then, didn't happen.
Oh, lovely play by de Jong and Erlovich, and the flag has stayed down. Erlovich with the cross, looking for Aliaga. Down for de Jong, didn't get a clean strike on it though, Fred de Jong, but good Good build-up football from Central.
Good defence by Boylan, who got in the way. Then I think he read that a little bit. And Boylan's starting to shine again.
So if the scoreline was to stay like this, it would be a huge confidence booster for Western Suburbs going into their 4th round Chatham Cup match next weekend against local rivals Miramar. There's Keskich. De Jong, outstanding player this afternoon, Fred De Jong. The legs may be going, but the experience up top is what counts. And Disley keeps it in play. Nice ball into Minan. Does well, Tony Minan! Oh, it's number 2, and it's Duncan Edwards again!
Well, goodness me, that was superb work. And again, Edwards, that man with the head, was there. Good cross by Minan on the far side, if I remember rightly. And then we'll have a look at it again, no doubt. Here we go. And there's a good run down there by Disley. Keeps going down towards the penalty box into Minan. And the good left foot cross, and what a magic head from a diving header from Edwards off the far post. 2-0.
Duncan Edwards makes that number 5 for the season, and he's way out in front now as Western Suburbs' top goal scorer. Next best is Terry Boylan with 3.
Sorry, Gordon, you said before that we've got to see what the Central side is made of now. I agree, Central's got to keep their heads on now, because it will be very easy for them just to lose their bottle a little bit. We've seen some fairly stern challenges in the first half. Looks like Minan's being substituted after making that marvellous cross. Not enough to keep him on the field. And it looks like we've got, is that Mike Stevens coming on? The Central have got to keep their heads on now and get on with the game.
Well, they've got points in reserve, Central. They lead by 13 points going into this game this afternoon. But this game, if Western Suburbs were to win, with Central losing their 5 internationals, maybe a telling factor in the remainder of the North Island Soccer League season. There seemed to be little danger as Disley was sent out onto the left-hand touchline with the ball. And Minan getting his ball with his back to the goal, but managed to turn and whip in a great cross. And Duncan Edwards for the 2nd time in the game, 2nd time in this half, just with a glancing header. And it was enough to direct it past David White. Well, they've been the better side, I feel, today, Graham.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. I think just before half-time we said that we'd give them the points for the first half. If it had been a boxing match, they certainly would have been ahead on points. And there's a bit of a dodgy tackle. But they certainly deserve to be 2-0 up.
But glancing down the other end, Greg Parrish is trying to keep warm in the Western Suburbs goal. And he hasn't had a lot to do, hasn't had many difficult saves to make. Mackay launching it for Stewart, but De Jong just shepherding it out of play.
I must pass a comment here about Simon Roebuck, the referee, just a few minutes ago, and the several dodgy tackles, but he played some good advantage, and that eventually led to the Western Suburbs goal areas. There's Simon in shot now, playing the advantage very well this afternoon.
So just over half an hour of the game remaining, and Western Suburbs have a healthy 2-0 lead over the league leaders Central. Hickey looking for the back heel. Keskich. There's Keskich again to Vuksic. And nobody making a run. And Stewart decides that it's safety first.
Yeah, I think there might have been a bit of a mix-up then between Boylan and his keeper, Parrish, because I got the impression that Boylan wanted Parrish to come out and let fly at that. Parrish was sort of anchored on his goal line then, and Greg Stewart had to just tap it away.
So Aliaga with the corner for Central. Again it's low, and again it's easily dealt with by Martin Disley. Mike Stevens getting his first touch of the ball for Western Suburbs. Hickey looking for De Jong, but it was easy in the end for Boylan. New. And New just beaten to the ball by Easthope, who looks for Stevens, who scored in the game in Auckland between these sides when Central won 4-1. Can't get his name on the score sheet just then. And a big ball from White to De Jong, who's in behind Boylan, but the Western Suburbs captain does ever so well, and the referee gives a goal kick.
Looks like Fred was looking for more points for the dive than he got then, but referee Roback unmoved, and Fred has to get up and meander slowly back into position. It was an interesting challenge. Okay, here we go. There's that huge kick from David White over the top of everybody, and well,
there's Stevens. Tries his luck from a long way, but easily dealt with by Central, and it's defends into attack immediately from Urlovic. Here's De Jong, which is a bit heavy for Aliaga, who does well to Hickey, to Redenton, who's moving forward at every opportunity. Here's De Jong into Keskic. Oh, and he made an absolute hash of that to Jeff Keskic, and that sort of sums up the first hour of the match for Central.
It certainly does. Keskic, he's scored a few this year, Gordon, hasn't he? And I would have expected a better finish than that. A little bit off balance, but he should have got over that a bit better, because that was a good build-up. De Jong with a perfect ball through, inch perfect, and no, he won't want to remember that one particularly favourably.
Well, Ricky Herbert, the Central coach, said to me, I think jokingly before the game, that he was on the bench this afternoon, and they could certainly do with him out there. The former New Zealand international, member of the all-white squad in Spain in 1982. Here's Aliaga looking for Urlovic, who should be able to keep this one in. Needs some support. The referee falls over but gets up. Nice tumble.
He wasn't looking for a free kick as well, was he?
Here's Urlovic. Not a good cross. Disappointing, and he had three players in the box: Keskic, De Jong and Noah Hickey. And Disley now. Lovely skills from Disley to Stevens. Just Disley and Edwards forward. Here's Edwards, got 2 goals to his name. Not a good clearance from Central. Disley picks up the pieces. Here's Espinosa. Needs a good cross. Got 2 in the box. Stevens! But just touched off his head and couldn't get any power on it to really worry David White.
Well, Central opening up a bit at the back as they press forward to get these goals that they need to get something out of this match. And of course, they've now got the chance, Western Suburbs, to take advantage of it.
Here's Disley again. Looks to take on Keskic. Does take on Keskic. And a good cross, and this time Edwards couldn't get the hat-trick. As the ball flashed across the goal, he's disappointed but couldn't get it down. And a golden opportunity for number 3 for Duncan Edwards.
That was probably the easiest chance he's had all afternoon, and I get a feeling Duncan might have taken that just a little bit easy, but a beautiful cross switched over, and there he was just trotting in. He's had 2 very difficult diving chances. Perhaps he should have launched himself at that one, Gordon.
Martin Disley again pulling the strings for Western Suburbs. There's De Jong going down in the challenge. The referee looking to play some advantage, so good refereeing there, but seeing there was none, and awards the free kick for Central.
Well, as I said, Gordon, they're opening them up at the back now, West, aren't they? And they've just got to keep their goal intact. They'll come away with a very, very good win today.
25 minutes remaining at Endeavour Park. Western Suburbs leading Central by 2 goals to nil. The 2 goals from Duncan Edwards as the shot comes in from Urlovic. A nice snap effort, but couldn't keep the shot down. And I really think that soccer is such a great game when you look at players like Martin Disley for Western Suburbs and Fred De Jong for Central. Just players who can put their foot on the ball, Graham, and spray the passes around and open up defences as these two players can.
Yeah, they certainly can, and it is good to see these sort of players still in the game. They haven't been knocked out of it, and there is room for them.
But it makes it so easy. It just shows what an easy game soccer is when it's played by players like Disley and de Jong. Mackay just dancing around a few tackles. Here is Disley, looking to get it through to Edwards, but the challenge from de Jong was deemed to be inappropriate.
What can West do with this?
So Central just leaving Matthew Ilovich in a forward position as Mackay takes it.
Anywhere will do from the central defence at the moment. There's no thought behind that clearance, but just to get rid of it.
Well, it certainly hasn't been a memorable season for West, but a result like this today will certainly could open up this North Island League. It's been a real one-horse race so far, but there may just be a glint of opportunity for some of the other sides who are challenging the Napiers, the Manawatūs, to close the gap on Central at the top.
Well, of course, the game between second and third today was cancelled. That's Mount Wellington, Napier City. So the table's going to be quite a bit of a turmoil for a while now, Gordon, I think. Poor old Napier now got 2 games behind the 8 ball, haven't they?
Keskic looks up and puts it long for de Jong, and the flag has gone up on this near side. Must have been against Fred de Jong.
Offside, I think. He wasn't happy with it, was he? But there he is, still a character. Game needs characters. We've got one in Fred de Jong.
So Ullman beaten to the ball by Edwards, who just gets shouldered out of it.
Well, I tell you what, the flag's up on the far side, and I would think that could very well end up to be a penalty. New was leaning all over Edwards, and I'd like to see that again if we could.
Well, the referee is going to talk to his assistant. Duncan Edwards is staying down, and he's holding his leg. It did look like a penalty from this range.
There it is there. No, couldn't quite see it, but the referee has said
nothing at the moment. And he's waving the trainer on. I don't think he's awarded a penalty.
No, not yet.
I don't know what he's actually given. The players are waiting.
I think we're just going to carry on with the corner.
Carry on.
Or the throw-in.
Yeah.
But that was interesting because I certainly would have blown for a penalty if I'd had the whistle. But then again, the best referee's always up here.
So Edwards doesn't look good for Western Suburbs up front. He's limping as Iman tries to make something of this one. And the free kick goes this time against Western Suburbs. Duncan Edwards is just hobbling across the forward line for Wests. Stewart. Stevens looking for Stewart again. It's in behind him. And they'll win the corner.
Big Rocky showing his skills and going forward there. Wants to be a striker by the look of it. He's going to stay forward for the corner.
Well, we have seen him playing in a forward role in the past, Greg Stewart.
I think he came on against Miramar one day when we were doing the game there for Sportsnet.
Duncan Edwards is still on the park, but he's been hobbling as Disley prepares to take this corner. And that should be easy for the keeper. Does well, White gets his hands on the ball. And again, White launches the big ball forward. Espinosa doing well, doing very well. Gets tripped by Vuksic, but the referee sees nothing wrong as the outlet was Ulovic. Stephen making a run. Too hard for Mike Stevens. Stewart. Clumsy tackle by Ulovic.
Well, there's a couple of interesting decisions there, wasn't there, when Espinosa ran through. And the referee's up to something now. He's going to say something to somebody on the far side. There's Simon Roebuck going across to talk to the Western Suburbs officials, who are going to be told to just keep quiet, I would think. That's not good to see a referee having to go and talk to the officials on the sideline like that.
So we're back to the action. We're into the final 20 minutes of the game. Western Suburbs still leading by 2-0. Here's Iman. Disley, lovely play, turns away and gets that yard of space. And then just flicks the ball into the penalty area. Again, White launches it long and deep.
He's got a huge kick, hasn't he?
Massive kick. Boylan not happy with his pass. Hickey. Nice interchange from Central. Spin just keeps it in play for De Jong. And Central just not in their game this afternoon, especially in this second spell. And West are playing very, very well indeed.
Central, I hate to say it, they Central actually look outclassed.
Hickey still battling. Stewart wouldn't want to see that one again. And just a chance for Greg Stewart to just calm things down a bit. Certainly his teammates have been working very, very hard. So it'll be a test of endurance this final 18 minutes.
A free kick for the challenge in the back from Jason New.
Well, Ricky Herbert and Paul Poser aren't keen to make any changes for Central. There's no one warming up on the far side, so they're saying to the 11 that started the match, well, you got us into this predicament, get us out of it. Free kick, which Martin Disley will no doubt take as the wall edges forward to about 7 or 8 yards. Espinosa looking to take on Keskic. Good shot by Espinosa! Oh, and it cracks against the post with David White well beaten.
Well, I don't think David White even saw that until it got past the last player. He just seemed anchored then, and Espinosa let strip a beauty. It came off the far post and could easily